Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of the Godzilla Garage, where I exclusively talk about Godzilla and Godzilla related content. This edition of the Godzilla Garage is in conjunction with the Token 10, my top 10 list for a particular subject matter, and this is part 2 of my Token 10's Godzilla March themes. So let's jump right into the number 1 through 5 spot with number 5, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. So this is very interesting because when I first saw Godzilla in 1985, right, basically I saw the entire Showa era, and, you know, as much as I love the soundtrack to, you know, The Return of Godzilla 1985, I was really missing the original theme. You know, I mean, I heard the theme in BioWars as a kid, and I didn't really like it. It's grown on me over the years, but it's still not in the top tier as you saw in the last video. So it was very refreshing to at least hear the original Godzilla March in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. But it had this update to it that not only felt refreshing, but it also kind of felt like a weird homecoming. Like, you know, something was like taken more seriously. And years later, I found out that the original composer of the Godzilla March came back in the Heisei era and basically did the music for this as well as the other themes, which you'll be hearing later on down the list. But suffice to say, the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah Godzilla March was a return to form from the master, Akira Ifukube. Number 4, the Terror of MechaGodzilla. Oh, that theme. That was the Godzilla March theme that stuck with me for years up until the Heisei era. You know, wow. I mean, right when you heard the opening drum roll and then basically that little small blast, oh, that gave me such chills, but it's so awesome at the same time. And like, unlike some of the other ones of the Showa era, this one had this doom to it and this serious dark feel that, you know, it was it was hard to describe, but like, you know, from basically the downward darker feel of the dun 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 dun, and then basically how the trumpets and some of the other brass came upward. Oh, so chilling, so good. You know, I always go back and forth with the Terror of MechaGodzilla, Godzilla March, and my number 3 pick, which going to be controversial, but Akira Ifukube's original 1954 theme. This is a theme that put Godzilla on the map. Anytime when you ask somebody about the Godzilla March or a Godzilla theme, they normally think of, like, you know, Akira Ifukube's classic theme, you know, the giant footsteps at the beginning, the epic roar, and then basically, you know, the march theme itself. You know, what else can I say but this theme is classic. And some of y'all are probably upset that I had this as number 3. Well, like I said, I go back and forth between this one and the Terror of MechaGodzilla theme. It's not that it's bad, it's just, you know, one thing that Akira Ifukube always did was make improvements on his theme. And such improvements are in number 2, the opening to Godzilla vs. Destroyah. Oh, wow. Let me just say this. Of every Godzilla March theme that I've heard, this has the best opening. All right? Like, when you watch Godzilla vs. Destroyah, that opening and the music, it's not only haunting, but it's an indicator things are about to go down. And you already had that backdrop of knowing Godzilla was going to die, but this theme just set the pace. And that opening graphic is awesome, but the freaking trombones basically coming in. Dun 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Whoo! Akira Ifukube was really at the top of his form when he did this, when he thought about composing this one. But as awesome as this one is, for me, it pales in comparison to number 1, Godzilla vs. Destroyer end credits. Oh, I mean, this might be a disappointment to some of y'all, but this is definitely my favorite take of the Godzilla March. This one basically encompasses everything from the Showa era as well as the Heisei. When I hear this, I automatically think of, Godzilla Jr. being revived, and the opening, drum roll, and then basically you're getting hit with the theme. And to top it off, it is woven in such a way that we also hear Mothra's theme as well as, the native dance theme in King Kong vs. Godzilla to this epic end towards the end of the theme, where it really gives you this sense of finality as well as legacy as well as optimism, that everything Godzilla was boiled into one, which is why basically the end credits of Godzilla vs. Destroyer is my favorite rendition of the Godzilla March. Agree? Disagree? Please drop me a comment below, give me a like, follow me on Facebook at Token Dave, or on Twitter and Instagram at Token Dave 80, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by, and I'll catch all of y'all later.